Welcome back to The Loop with your boy Okaka as always. And today I have a great guest. Nimekuwa namtafuta for long and she knows it, but we're finally here, right?
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, so introduce yourself.
My name is Wanjira Longaure and I am a radio and television host. I'm an MC, I'm an actress, I'm a content creator, I am a talker, I wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I always wait for that intro because I had something for you. I had for everyone out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it so important for them to introduce themselves just the way you have? Because I feel like people sell themselves short.
I think that's your answer. You're selling yourself short if you're not kind of, introducing yourself in a certain way and letting people know what you do. You have to toot your own horn. You have to be at least somewhat aggressive to get yourself in the kind of space that you want to be in and let people know, what you're capable of.
Yeah, that's awesome actually. So let's start by a little fun. Mm-hmm. So we have interacted several times, right?
Yes.
And I would like to ask you, which social media app do you think I am and why? And I'll also do the same for you.
Okay, I would say you are Twitter.
Why?
You give me a brainy vibe.
Hi. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I take it. I feel I'm an Instagram person. But,
oh, really? Okay,
but
interesting. After that, I was going to say TikTok, so I guess I was still wrong. But.
Okay, I'm more of the aesthetics.
Okay.
But,
visual medium.
For me, you will be also Twitter.
Okay.
I like how you. I actually like how your Twitter is really vibrant always.
Oh, thank you.
You say what you think.
Yeah.
The retweets are actually also crazy. Yeah, we are there for that. Yeah.
Bet. Ain't that the truth?
And partially Instagram. You always make sure aesthetics perfect.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think you've nailed it. Those are my two favorite apps, and in pretty much that order. Although I mean, almost equally. I guess they're equal.
Yeah. Okay. Facebook.
Bruh.
I had that thought in my mind. Yeah. So you wear many hats, and that will be a lot heavy on you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance between all that you do and still make time for such shows like The Loop?
You just have to. You have to make time, and we're Kenyans. We're all trying to build each other up. Yeah. Why not work with another fellow Kenyan and help you get your thing going? You help me get my thing going, and show support. So yeah, you just have to find time to help out your comrade.
Yeah, of course. That's a nice answer. So, what do you enjoy most about being a radio presenter at Capital FM, and what challenges have you faced about it?
I love that radio is theater of the mind. I was actually just giving a talk at Microsoft with this really incredible platform called UX Kitchen. And I was talking about storytelling, primarily from the point of view of a radio presenter, because obviously I do, between voiceover work and voiceover acting and hosting and another, that's all storytelling, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I was talking about radio in particular and why I love radio, or even podcasting, depending upon the type of podcasting or YouTubing you're doing. Yeah. It's that especially with podcasting, although, for example, this has a visual component. But with radio, it just, right now, as we stand at Capital, we still don't have the visual component every day. Yeah. And I think that's what's fun, is that you have to use very illustrative language. You have to paint a perfect picture in people's heads. Particularly when it comes to radio and podcasting. Anyway, yes, you could have a visual component. We see it happen a lot in the States. The Howard Stern show is radio, but you can watch, you know what I mean? Yeah. The Breakfast Club, and so on and so forth. So I think, when people are usually consuming this media, these types of media, they are just listening. They can be on their car on the go, listening to a podcast, catching up with something, listening to their favorite radio show. And so being expressive is so necessary, and I like being expressive. It helps me do that. In terms of setbacks, or what was it, things that I've learned? Obstacles?
Yeah, no, the challenges.
The challenges that I face. Yeah, I think the challenge right now for media overall is that there's a way by which radio is still super important, because it's something that's accessible to the masses. And we live in a developing country where sometimes not everyone has a TV.
Yeah.
So radio can be extraordinarily helpful in passing along news, information, and giving entertainment. But it is definitely, without a doubt, a dying art to a certain extent. Podcasting is coming in fast and furious.
Yeah.
And with the blessing of the internet, which thankfully in Kenya a lot of people can afford, there are different ways by which people are consuming information and their content and entertainment. So when you take that into account, I think it's also a how do you keep radio relevant game?
Yeah.
Or do you need to keep radio relevant game? Or do we switch? So it's a big conversation and an unavoidable conversation right now.
Yeah, true. So can you tell us about your journey of becoming a radio presenter? What inspired you in your career?
So I got my degree in filmmaking, and then I wanted to go and pursue film, and my mom said, "Well, do this course in radio and television. It's you're gonna do production, you're gonna do directing, you're gonna do hosting, the whole 9 yards." And so I decided to do it, and it was a long and very tedious but very fun process. And I excelled in both arenas, but I kind of thought, what would I ever do with radio? And then I ended up moving to Kenya and getting a gig in radio because I really wanted to be here and live in Kenya and work in Kenya. And I wasn't sure how long everything was going to take to set up, but as luck would have it, I got a gig really quickly and things worked out to my advantage. They worked in my favor. And I guess because I'm a theater kid, theater nerd, by trade, and I've been in theater all my life. It was the inspiration of radio was always treat it like theater, and that's why I was telling you it's like theater of the mind.
Yeah.
A brilliant woman in radio called Nyakeo actually told me that when I came into radio at Capitol. She's no longer at Capitol. She's now in a different media house, but I thought it was such a great and catchy phrase because it's so true. So it's the best way to describe to people what I do. So I'm inspired by all kinds of things, human stories, making people laugh. I'm quite the joker. So it's a constant process.
I always see you so close with your mom, and
she's also an inspiration for sure.
Awesome. So what do you enjoy? And can you discuss any notable guests or interviews that left a lasting impression on you or your listeners?
Definitely. I think and it's funny because you just brought up my mom and how close we are. So I surprised her to be like, "Oh, just come to the studio, make yourself look cute." And then I was interviewing Khaligraph, and she's like Khaligraph's biggest fan, so she was like dying of happiness. So we had a really good time with the OG, so that was like super duper dope. That was a really big highlight of my career, actually. I don't even think he knows that, but I remember just I don't really get nervous like that, but I remember feeling kind of nervous. And at some point during the interview, he's a very serious guy, I know. He's a performer and all this kind of stuff, and I know all G'd up, but you can tell he's a perfectionist. He didn't get successful by accident. Success is very much a practice. It's little things that you're constantly doing and practicing that build and get you where you need to be if you want to get to the top. So yeah, he knows his thing, and so it was just very interesting to watch him behind the scenes, not performing, etc., etc. And at one point, he just said, kind of looks up and he goes, "Hey, you're actually really good at what you do, really lawyer-ish." And I was just like, so that was a really freaking cool point in my career. I loved that, and then obviously getting to jam with him and Mama was super duper dope. I also absolutely adored meeting Jules and Nasty C. Those were two other interviews that were really epic. Anytime I get to talk to Blinky Bill is always a pleasure as well. He's just Blinky is fabulous. Sure. He's so freaking talented. He's done so much. I don't really think he's sung about enough in the industry, to be honest. I don't think he's given his flowers in the way that he really should be, but I find him to be such a treasure.
That's an awesome answer. I was actually lost in your what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you've been around big people in different industries, well, MCing, other things that you do. How do you actually calm your nerves? That's a really big thing. I was nervous before I started, but how do you actually do yours?
So I don't get nervous like that around people because I feel like we're all people. We all have the same bodily functions. We all need water.
Yeah.
Yeah, to use the bathroom. So it's never that serious. I think when you keep things into perspective, it's not that deep. I also just have a responsibility to make sure that I've done the research or know what we're talking about. That I show my whomever my interviewee respect and keen interest, and then that also in turn entertains my listeners, and I also inject my flavor and my humor and whatever also into interviews or my knowledge or my research. So I think it's just about making sure you know what you're talking about and that there's nothing really to be nervous about. The stage is always my friend, so we're never really going to have a problem.
That's true. I see how you always maneuver on the stage, and you know what? That's awesome.
It's my safe space.
Yeah, I hear you. So, what impact has radio had on your personal and professional life, and how has it shaped your perspective on the world?
Oh, that's a cool question. Radio gave me my start in Kenyan entertainment, so it's had a profound effect in my professional life. There, is no doubt about that. Because that led to TV, that led to acting, that led to stage, that led to so many things that people didn't even really know I do. They just thought, oh, well, you know radio and radio only, but then it opens other doors, which has been rather fantastic. Content creation, etc., etc. It also gives you exposure, and I think that also can play an interesting part in your personal life, because we know all the ways that it's going to play in your professional life. Or certainly we can use our imaginations and we can see it. But I think with any kind of stardom or celebrity, then comes misinterpretation, then can come supposition. People just suppose that you're going to be like this, and just assume. There are a lot of assumptions. So it's interesting, both good and bad personally. Definitely great professionally, and then great and then not so great sometimes personally.
Awesome. So this is just out of my mind. I know you travel a lot, and when you travel, as in, what's your aim for traveling? Is it just enjoyment? Is it because you just want to see the world?
I just want to see the world, and I enjoy that aspect. So I guess it's enjoyment and seeing the world. I like learning about new people, cultures, places, things.
Yeah, awesome. So what have you learned so far from life?
That's a long list, baby. I don't think we got time for all that. I've learned a lot of things from life. Just keep it humble. That's my number one. Keep it humble.
Highlight. Keep it humble. I like that. So what is your what is your, how do you put it? What is your worst fear in life?
I don't like heights.
You don't?
No, I don't.
When you're in the plane, you actually don't think about it?
Nah, I'd be thinking about it on that plane. Yeah, I'm not a big heights girl.
Awesome.
The smaller the plane, the worse it's going. My anxiety, that's not usually my favorite.
I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You do.
Yeah.
Don't
and you
use it
like
against
hiking and such stuff?
Yeah, I love that stuff, but I'm not trying to be all clawed up to something using I don't know what in my hand. It's so scary.
Oh, okay. So what is a beauty standard you can't believe people actually like?
The ant body. Yeah.
Now
even guys starting to get, I don't know, fake biceps or trying to make themselves have 6 foot. I can't do that.
Okay, so what makes you lose trust in someone?
I guess if you're lying.
Okay. I'm actually trying to think.
Wouldn't that make you lose trust in someone?
Anytime. No,
you better not be. I'll know.
I'm good.
Just check out my earrings.
Ooh, yeah. So suppose you had a chance to witness one historical event, one event. Which one would it be?
And
as fast as possible.
And I'm like unscathed, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just watch it.
Yeah. Just a spectator.
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see that meteoroid that came, or sorry, was it asteroid?
Yeah.
That came and like I find that so fascinating. I was actually watching this new thing on Netflix about like the beginning of life's beginning, and I just it was like it created a massive crater.
I think that should be like a show. You should, as in the dinosaur.
It really is. Like it is like a show. You should watch it. It's a 3-part series. It's really good.
Okay.
Netflix pay me.
Awesome. Netflix, have you had?
Yeah.
So you have one of the most unique Batmans I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's like hands down. So what is like one funny story someone has actually told you about it?
Oh, there's this funny story that my besties and I still remember about one of our mutual besties, and when we were in high school, I jumped into a bunch of us jumped into a pool on a hot day, or hot night actually. It was like evening, and I remember like as I surfaced, she was like, "Wow, great makeup," and I was like, and I felt really fly. I was like, "I'm not even wearing any makeup," and she was like, "No, but you're," and I was like, and by the way, shout out to Carmen. She had known me like no cap like 2 years. And she really and truly thought in 2 years that I was like reapplying like the same paint every single day to look exactly the same. And I was so shook. Like everyone burst out hysterically laughing. Like it was so good. It was just so good.
Yeah, but I don't think that boss painting it every day.
The other funny thing was one of my other best friends, one of our other mutual best friends from New York, from home. She there was this one guy who thought, or like a few of them who actually thought that we were twins. And that because we had kind of similar looks, and that I would wear this every day to differentiate myself from my twin. So people get really creative when it comes to my birthmark. It's somebody in college once told this guy friend, no, that's not real. I've seen her in the hall. She puts like on one day one eye, on another day another eye. I was like we laughed so heartily. I was like. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So when I was actually researching today, which is a rare thing for me, researching. But anyway, as I was researching and I came across something, I was just saving it to see if you can remember. Wendy.
Yeah. Williams?
No. It's about you.
Wendy,
yeah.
Who's Wendy?
You. 12 years ago. In a YouTube series. Was it Be Sarah's or something?
Oh, which one is this?
You actually had short hair.
Oh my god, I don't even remember.
I was like, Wendy.
Oh, it's giving Nardwar. Oh my god. Okay, so what was Wendy? Please describe to me. I can't even remember.
I think it was a short show of someone who had actually eaten, I think, a burger or something, and had something on his stomach. So they came talking to you and then went to the loo or something.
Hey Jay.
Wendy, what's up?
Nothing much. What's up?
What's going on? Did you get my message?
Yeah, I did, but I left my phone at home. I saw your message.
I'm dead. You're gonna have to remind me. 12 years ago, no less. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I was like, okay, this is too deep.
Okay, I love it. You'll show me the link after. I'm learning new things about myself, rediscovering. Rather.
Yeah. So take us through the experience of Sports Central and your thoughts on gaming sports or future for women, because I actually found it like a really standout kind of thing.
Yeah.
Many women don't do the sports analysis, especially in Kenya. We just assume like I'm a guy, I know sports, and I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it was Sports Central was really cool and another really big blessing. Produced by Sport Pesa. It was the first magazine sports show where you got a 20 to 30 minute show that summarized what was happening in sports specifically around the whole of Kenya, which also led to us traveling and what have you. Upon my insistence, actually, of us following, was it the Pink Horns? Yeah, for Rhino Charge. And they were an all-female team in Rhino Charge, and at the time that was a big thing. I absolutely adored that show. It was a really, really fun show. I'm kind of absolutely stunned that they haven't brought something like that back.
Yeah.
it did eventually get canceled. That was after I had already departed. But I was a bit surprised when they canceled it. Then I thought, okay, but they must be bringing it back and they'll reshape it, and they didn't. And I kind of wondered, or nobody else, took it. I thought somebody else would like kind of run with such a similar idea.
That was a good idea.
It was a great idea. It was really, really amazing. I thought it highlighted a lot of really fabulous talent.
Yeah.
And yes, it did highlight also a lot of women. We also made sure to try and also show that there are a lot of women who play sports and do incredible things across the field.
Yeah, like
No
the
pun
cricket
intended.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really funky. Yeah.
Okay, so I know people have been waiting for this question, so finally we're here. The question is, people have been waiting for Disconnect the Wedding Plan. Question, so what was going through your mind when you came to the sex scene? Because I know that's the highlight, right?
Oh my gosh, it was such a juicy movie. There was so much going on.
Yeah.
I think what was really cool is that I was just very familiar with a lot of people on set. So there was nothing that was awkward or weird. You know what I mean? I was, because if you know your co-star and you know your director and then your director makes it in such a way that it's just you two really on set, the absolute people who need to be, let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not everybody and they mama coming and watching.
Yeah.
It turns into a really comfortable scene. And then you also have to remember in acting that, yeah, I guess it can be a little bit awkward at first, but you're embodying a character. It's not you.
It's not you.
Yeah.
Alright. So how was the experience working with people like Andres, Pascal, Patricia? How was it?
It was perfectly fine. It was great. Pascal and I had actually worked together before. We had done a really big stage production at Oshawa for Aladdin, where I was Jasmine and he was the Sultan, my father. So we even really giggled because we were like, ha! From dad and daughter to now like potential lover, right?
Yeah.
But he's really in love with not my Kate, not Kate my character, but Kate the actress's character.
Okay.
So or so he realizes. So yeah, it was really, really fun. It was my first time working alongside Kate. Patricia and I have only worked together on stage actually once doing at Tribe Hotel, doing the fashion show there. But otherwise we've not necessarily shared a stage together. But yeah, she's always good company and a great person in the industry. So yeah, that's why I think it was just easy.
Easy, yeah. Is there something else cooking? Like okay.
There's more stuff coming up, so watch this space.
Watch this space. That's a nice one. So what is one of the biggest achievements in your career right now?
I think I'm just really proud generally for how far I've come. I think one thing I'm very excited about is that I am stepping more into the acting arena.
Yeah.
People are kind of recognizing like, oh, you can do that.
You can do that. Besides radio.
Right, yeah, and it's the thing I've trained the longest in. It's my first love, my first passion. So I'm very, very delighted and honored to finally be kind of making any sort of headway there.
Yeah.
So let's see where that goes. But everything has been a super blessing, and I'm really excited for other stuff that are in the works and what I'm looking to do.
Okay. So have you ever also encountered as a gender related challenge in your career?
What do you mean?
Like for example, maybe you being a lady who really stands out in what you do. Has anybody ever because you're a lady?
I've definitely felt sexism.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, if that's what you're asking. For sure, yeah. It's I think we live in a rather patriarchal society. I'm a very headstrong woman. And that, not always going to sit so well with everyone. Definitely. Yeah.
But you've overcome
but Vumalia too.
that? Nothing.
There's nothing that you can do that I can't.
Hey. So have you overcome that? I mean, it's still there.
I don't think I run into it in certain ways that I did earlier in my career, but It's still there. Yeah, it's still definitely a thing to a certain extent. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move away from that
Mm.
and go to somewhere else. People actually are saying that radio is really declining in listeners due to the rise of podcasts and the rest of the
What we
social
were just talking about, right?
Yeah. What is actually your thought in it? As in, is it really true? Do you see a point that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we just touched upon that. I think
Yeah.
that's just a big conversation and something that has to be taken seriously because it's quite evidently what's happening.
Yeah. You personally.
It's quite evidently what's happening. Yes.
Yeah, not saying you personally. Do you think like you would rely on the side of podcast?
Oh,
Would you
okay.
start your own?
Yeah,
You
that's-
already have a YouTube channel, so
Yeah, right. I need to put that to good use. I need to be like you. I need to be like you, Okaka.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Definitely. I think it goes back to watch this space.
Okay.
Yes.
Watch this space. True. So you love music. That I'm sure. So what is one music trend that you don't like? Can be local, can be.
Right, international, etc., etc. Okay, I'm not always the biggest fan of trap. I'm not always the biggest fan of trap, but some trap I really love, and I think because gigatone is birthed from trap, it's kind of like the same thing. There's some gigatone I would really be into, and then there's some where I'm just like, I'm just watching it go over my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they're similar genres, obviously, different beats and different different beats sometimes in different languages, but it's in the same family. So sometimes it's like I either love it or hate it. I feel like I'm very extreme with it.
With it. Okay. So one of your guilty pleasures.
Red wine.
Okay. Okay. I saw a podcast you actually really enjoyed.
No, which one was it? I'm dead.
I can't remember.
I was drinking it or I was talking about it?
You're drinking. I think you're still in US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll share the links with you.
I can't wait.
So
I've lived many lives, as you can see.
Yeah. So one thing that you always have to do for every day.
Okay, like a personal thing that I do?
Yeah.
Brush my teeth. No, like what?
That was a cheat. That was a cheat.
Okay, give me an example. Like
like-
meditate or like, okay,
Yeah.
I think one thing that I habitually do every day and try and find time for is spending time with my cats. I try and do that every day. It sounds silly to some, but it's pets are such a wonderful form of meditation. And they literally release, all our good feeling endorphins. So sometimes, just 10 minutes with them can really
do a lot.
can do a lot in terms of de-stressing you or even helping you start out your day right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a day that you didn't actually spend your day and the day was actually not the day you wanted?
Yeah, for sure. And they also let me know because they're extraordinarily needy.
So you've spoken about self-care some time back on your YouTube channel with Nikisha.
Mm-hmm.
Has your self-care routine changed because of how busy you've become?
I feel like it's probably increased a little bit because as you get older, you find the need for it. Funny enough, I was actually just talking about this on a new show that's about to drop. Shout out Tracy Wanjira. But I find that I like my nighttime routine and my morning routine. I feel like that's picked up
So
a
it's
little bit
constant.
more. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
My vitamin C's, I use a lot of local products too and love Kenyan products. So I try and buy as much Kenyan stuff as I possibly can in every way, shape, or form. And we have a lot of super fantastic things for wash, for moisturization, for everything, like just beauty and care products. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So I asked before, but I'll ask, maybe you can give us a hint, are there any specific projects, I know there's, or initiatives you're currently working on that you'd like to share with the audience? The ones that you'd like
I want to share all of them, but I literally can't because of this lovely thing called an NDA.
Yeah.
So I don't want to breach contract and then get sued out the wazoo because I know you're not coming to pay for it, Okaka.
I can't support you though.
Okay, bad. Yeah. Ipe pound from Cell Sawa.
Awesome. Yeah. So we got nothing. Anyway, you have to choose only one music track that will play on repeat for the rest of your life.
It's never
Which song
gonna
are
happen.
you choosing?
No, I can't do that. I would go mad.
You still have to choose. Imagine like a how would I say it? Like a music, like the way there's a movie, there's a track. for that movie.
Yeah, I get you.
Yes.
It would be. Why am I forgetting this song that I love so much? Oh, where's my phone? Oh, my phone's over there. It's. Oh my god, it's at the tip of my tongue. Can I go check?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. I have to go get it. I do love this song. Okay. It's called. Oh, Claude. It's by Claude Debussy.
French.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll show you. So if I had to listen to one song for the rest of my life, it would be. I was like, why am I forgetting it? Claire de Lune.
This reminds me of a horror movie. But it's awesome. There's a game that actually uses that tune.
Oh, really?
Evil Within.
Oh, wow. That's so funny. No wonder it reminds you of horror. To me,
Yeah.
it's
Evil Within.
romance. Yeah, but I love that song.
That's a plug, right? Okay, so we're still in music. So which one genre of music that you just don't get the hype besides trap?
I mean, that's the genre.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's like, not that I don't get it, I either love it or hate it. Like, yeah.
Okay. So one last game as we wrap up. So you'll hum your favorite song and I'll try guess it.
Okay.
And I'll hum my favorite song and you'll try guess it.
Okay.
We can stick to one genre. If it's hip hop,
Okay.
which one would you like? One genre, am I just all over?
We can just say all over. Oh God. Okay.
So you want to start on rock paper scissors? I don't want to start.
Okay. You don't want to start?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Okay. So. Okay. And I have to hum it, yeah?
Yeah. Hum it, tune
Okay.
it, anything.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I thought I'm good in music. Man, that's tricky.
You want to give it a stab?
Sounds like a Lingala kind of thing.
Okay.
Is it?
You tell me.
Wow. I actually don't know.
Bongos, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion.
I quit. I didn't go that side.
And like the way you hummed it so well, I was like, he's totally gonna get it. And then.
So, my side. That's all I can give.
Okay, go again. What the hell is that?
I can actually narrow it down. It's actually hip hop.
Yeah, I know, but what is it?
It's
I don't know.
you don't know it. Okay. Kendrick Lamar and BB King.
Oh man!
When I see the answer, it actually sounds
But
like-
yes, and I was like, I was hoping you were getting it wrong. Okay,
Awesome. So, yes. The
We have
last
Bobby
one.
the Key. Uh-huh.
You do? Awesome stuff. I love the albums. I have a friend who would love to be on radio actually as a presenter. So what kind of attributes does she need to have to get into that space?
I just think you need to be a really descriptive person, a great storyteller. You have to understand timing, and you need to have the flair, a little bit of it factor over there.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So as we wind up, this is the second last one.
Mm-hmm.
So as we wind up, for my wife and friends at home who doubt my radio voice, kindly rate my voice. Yeah,
I'm dead.
this is me.
Okay, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Your radio voice? I mean, you have a very pleasant voice. I don't know if it's a radio voice,
Yeah.
but you have a pleasant voice. I would give it a 6.5.
Hey, I take it. I take it. 6.5 coming from her. I take it. Yeah. So.
It's a good voice. It's a solid voice.
Thank you. So give us a pattern shot where people can find you on socials.
Oh, okay. So thank you so much, Okaka. I appreciate you having me. If you want to, if you want to follow me, you may do so at Wanjira L on Twitter, otherwise known as X. She ain't no Jira. You can also go ahead and talk to me on at One Love. That's WANLUV on Instagram. Wanjira Longaure on LinkedIn. That's a real thing these days.
Yeah.
And I think those are the best ways to reach me.
So let's rock. Bye.
Bye.